All right, let's start by running this simple program I have. And what we can see is that the window is appearing on the other monitor. I'll pull it in here. Is that the initial window that pops up is only 1/4 size of the screen. And we could expand this, or we could go into full windowed mode, but there's no way to start it at this size normally. But what I've done here is modified the PTC graph code and created a callback function. Let me demonstrate this. So once we initiate the callback function and run this again, no other changes, our initial window size becomes this. And this is good for using especially on smaller res modes. So right now I'm using the EGA mode, which is 640 by 350, but let's say we switch to CGA and we go, I'll just use mode 0, and what we need to do is just adjust these sizes right here as well. So we change this to 320 by 200, and we should get a size that fits most of the screen. So let's try that again. And this would be a CGA mode that we're emulating in Windows. And if we bring it over, you can see that it's doing the correct aspect ratio as well, which is it's much taller than the EGA screen that we were seeing before. And it takes the majority of our screen here. And so this should work for any mode. And just to show you that it's truly adjustable, we could even make it smaller. So let's change this 80% here to 70 and run it again. And so now it's a little smaller. And we could do the reverse. Let's go bigger. Let's do 90 and see what happens here. So now it takes a majority of the screen height, but we still have some border space. So we are seeing changes. And I think the best for most of the modes, if you just leave it on 80, it gives you most of the screen real estate. So it should be something that doesn't need to be changed often. But this is the only area you have to change in your code. Once you decide on what initial screen resolution, you just come here and make these changes. So I've included the demo program as well as the modified PTC graph unit. So there'll be a link in the video description if you want to make these changes. You can have a customizable startup window for the PTC graph. Now, some of you may be confused about using PTC graph as opposed to just the graph unit. And there is a difference. Both of them come with the Windows version. So if I do this, let me just modify this. Yeah, let's go back to, let's change it to VGA because I want to show you a problem with the other modes. So we do VGA high, and let's comment this out. And so now it's not using PTC graph, it's using just the graph unit. And it still works, but using the graph unit is actually slower. From my few tests that I've done, it doesn't display the graphics as fast, and you also don't get full support of all the other modes. Let's say we wanted to use that CGA mode I was showing you before. Let's change it to CGA and 0 again. So let's see what happens. And so nothing happened. It doesn't support that mode. And this is true for a lot of the low res modes. If we go to EGA and EGA high, which is the other mode we were testing with PTC Graph, that also doesn't work. And I think let's try VGA and VGA low. I'm not sure. I don't think this one works either. I think it's just high. Nope, this one works. But look at what we get. And the other problem is the resizing aspect. Resizing doesn't work for the graph unit. So you're better off using PTC Graph and also using the enhancement I made to PTC Graph. So if you've been using the graph unit and things appear to be slow, use PTC Graph. So it's all in there. It's just a matter of using it. So that's all I have for this video, and thanks for watching.